5 seconds. Soriano to Pastrana. Kent for 3. Again and again and again.
Kent Pastrana having quite a game. 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals so far for the veteran. Make that 20, says Kent Pastrana.
Sherba sees an opening. Dumps it off, but the ball is loose. Players diving on the floor. It is with Pastrana. Gets her second field goal of the game. Look at the hustle by our players.
Lots of bodies on the floor. That's how...
It's roaring after those last few sequences. The Growling Tigresses on a run. Kent Pastrana on the move. Kent Pastrana.
We've seen behind the back passes. We've seen fast break opportunities. Strong move from the outside.
Casey not being on the floor.
But the UST press is giving Ateneo some problems here. And the bang and the bucket there by Pastrana.
It's plays like this where you play pesky defense and then you score at the other end. Better yet, it's a foul counted.
Looking at her options, she goes to Eka. Soriano back to Pastrana for 3. Kent Pastrana!
As we take a look at that wide open shot from beyond the arc, Kent Pastrana trying to stop.
Casey fighting through that. Body on the floor. Pastrana! Basket in the foul.
Big players.
Pastrana just using her body to her advantage. Danganan seems like she was engaged. She was on the floor.
3 straight possessions coming from beyond the arc for these two teams, and they went for the quick duel from underneath.
Great read there by Eka. The recovery by Sherba. They kick it out. Pastrana feeding on Yanwa. That basket's good by Oma.
Kent Pastrana drawing Casey De La Rosa, which is why Oma was open there.
Very easy for UST now. And another turnover was committed here by Betano.
And that is going to be costly if they keep committing that. Bridget Santos.
So far, Ateneo is still doing a good job despite only being down by 2 because in the previous games of UST, nobody has come close. They average double points when it comes to their win. Here, Bakal losing the ball to Kent Pastrana, and Kent Pastrana was able to finish her shot, which is why
Jaja. They shifted over to Pastrana. Again, another 3 for Kent.
Actually, Oma's been struggling these past 2 games. She's only had 4 points in both games. So I'm expecting her to bounce back big today.
Blocked by Pastrana.
Here comes Serrano to Pastrana. Catch and shoot 3. All net, but not the good kind. But a left-handed finish inside for Danganan.
It's that point guard position that is struggling for LaSalle to even initiate an offense because UST is blitzing them early on.
For their rookie from Australia. But talking about Kent, one of the things that I feel like they needed to improve this season was their individual percentages and performances. Because
Like Chris Padilla to step up.
Exactly.
Defensive rebound for Pastrana. Banks it in and cuts this lead down to 2.
Quite efficient today, too. 5 for 11, 45% from the field. Leading scorer for UE. She is the bright spot for the Lady Warriors.
shifts it over. Soriano wide open for 3. No. The tap. Pastrana has it. Quick trigger. Basket is in.
To get her mentally thinking about that. And it's exhausting.
Pastrana. You were talking about me?
What a catch. And the finish.
Last game against UP, she had 7. So that is something that they really need to work out here, which is also why, maybe that's why Sai Oñate is also doing a lot of point guard duties. They're trying to see the right match.
Yes. She just recovered from an injury, that's why. But look at her running the break. Koi Danganan for 2. And her sister on the bench is the only one standing up.
So another chance to learn from the top squads here in the women's basketball tournament of the UAAP. Kent Pastrana, 31 points. Forward pass again to Pastrana. Again that shot and another 2 points there for Kent Pastrana. UST. A swipe there by Pastrana. Pastrana, one-on-one.
12 to 8 is our score. 4 minutes and some change remaining. Pastrana goes underneath to Onyanwa. Oma using her size advantage against Angel.
Have that Ateneo game, maybe they're teetering at about 35 to 40 points per ball game.
Yeah, their dominance is different this year, and it's really that redemption arc.
Kayabyab. The swipe there by Pastrana. She's going to Onyanwa. Oh, and Oma draws the foul.
Ateneo with Casey De La Rosa and Sarah Macanjula.
Yeah.
You're going to want to make sure that Oma is ready for that.
Kent Pastrana.
Vitanyo goes to Kayabyab underneath. Time grazes the rim but doesn't fall in.
With a lot of rookies on the floor, you want to maximize on the speed.
Casey De La Rosa loses the handle. The drive here by Bridget. She feeds Pastrana. Beautiful.
For UE, misses the mark in that 3 attempt. Pastrana just running end to end, getting that bucket in with no issues at all.
Goes back. Bonnie for that 3, partially bothered there by...
Aspect is what we are fighting for at this moment.
I agree, and I highly encourage you guys to watch live because there's a lot of stare downs going on.
Sorada goes over to Marga. The swipe there by Pastrana.
Rebound by Awani. Ken saves it.
That was a much-needed shot there by Carl Antigo. I know it's been very difficult and challenging for her to make an easy shot. But of course,
It's all here for Ateneo. She's leading the team.
Oh, but just as we end that sentence, Ken Pastrana just answering right back.
Yanwa just finishing because of that length. Oh, but the swat there by Angel Sorada.
In the rest of her games.
Ken Pastrana, easy basket. A quick trigger there for the veteran.
CJ goes to Jin. Now it's in the hands of Kent Pastrana. Bulldozing her way through and getting that 2.
Casey, a lot of fumbling going on. It's Bridget Santos who cleans up the possession, and Eka couldn't get the finish, but Pastrana does.
Important, 134 remaining in this ball game. Pastrana attracting multiple defenders, but that is no problem for Kent. Misfired the trigger. Pastrana letting Angel fly by, and she just...
Tapos home court
Who gave them the heartbreak last season.
Yeah, exactly. Pastrana again from 3. Finally gets that one in. Kent Pastrana.
Take a look at pass to the corner. And of course, she's been taking those shots.
I mean, we can't bring it up because UST is the reason why I have a silver medal. And I am honestly very glad because a player like Kent Pastrana pushed me to the limit, and
Ayan, narinig ka na ni Kent.
look how far she took off and the ability to do that with her inside.
Pastrana gets into the paint. Pastrana's floater bounces in.
and look at that, getting caught up on the screen.
And then Kent with that nice jumper.
Top ball screen. Pastrana rejects it. Ball fake, drive. Oh, what a move!
Stepping back at that, she rejects the screen, attacks the basket aggressively. Fakes it and makes it.
UST was quick to call timeout after a playing three-pointer. We approach our last 2 minutes here in the fourth quarter. UST well on their way to force a deciding game, even in these types of games as well.
Exactly. And of course, Kent